Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to more WWE 2k17 Universe Mode. My name is BrendenPlayz and this is Monday Night Raw. So tonight on Raw we have a huge clash. It'll be Becky Lynch going one-on-one with the Women's Champion, Charlotte. And that will be a sight to see indeed. First up here on this week's Superstars though, we have Emma going one-on-one with Tamina. We also have the Hype Bros in action once again, looking to bounce back after last week's loss against the Tag Champs. They're up against the Los Matadors. And we also have Neville going one-on-one with Big E. He'll have his New Day counterparts in his corner as well. So a big match there for Big E, going to, try his hand at singles competition again perhaps. We'll see how he fares against a two-time Intercontinental Champion in Neville. Emma gets a victory over Tamina. The Hype Bros versus the Los Matadors. It's going to be the team of the Hype Bros. They get their first win as a tag team. And Neville versus Big E. It's going to be Big E with the win. And speaking of tag team champions, it is one half of the tag champs, Carl Anderson, going one-on-one with Jey Uso. Rusev with Lana will go one-on-one with Jack Swagger. Apollo Crews, he's in action. He'll be up against Tyler Breeze, one half of the A-listers. Tag team action as well as Nakamura and Kevin Owens team up to take on Samoa Joe and Ziggler. It's the champs versus the contenders and tag team action. That match we mentioned a moment ago, Lynch versus Charlotte. Charlotte prepares for Nia Jax at Payback with a big match against Becky Lynch, a great way to prepare. And Rollins versus Goldberg. Rollins wants revenge from last week. Can he get his hands on Goldberg after Goldberg's attack from behind on Rollins? Well, can this time Seth Rollins get the better of Goldberg? Anderson versus Uso. It is Jey Uso with the win. That'll help the Usos' his chances at Payback. Swagger gets a win over Rusev, so a couple losses for Rusev, just struggling a little bit. And Apollo Crews gets the win over Tyler Breeze. So here we go, tag team action as we have the champs versus the contenders. It is Shinsuke Nakamura, the United States champion. He'll be teaming up with the Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. What a match this could be. Nakamura, a man who is chasing down the longest reigning United States Championship record. He's got a while to go, but many believe he could be the one to do it. Many believe also that Samoa Joe may be the man to stop Nakamura in his tracks and take that title from the Japanese sensation, the king of strong style. Well, we'll see some strong style tonight. Nakamura trying to showcase what he can do. Perhaps he'll get his chances at Samoa Joe tonight as he prepares to defend his championship against Samoa Joe at the Payback pay-per-view. His partner tonight, perhaps the best possible partner you can ask for, it's the Universal Champion, Kevin Owens. Nakamura, what a team this would be. We get a chance to see them in action here tonight. Teaming up for the first time. There he is, the Universal Champion. Well, at Payback, he would have been preparing perhaps for Brock Lesnar. He would have been thinking, hey, I've got to prepare for the Beast and put my title on the line and go at him one more time. Instead, he's got not one, not two, but three men to worry about this time. It's AJ Styles, it's Seth Rollins, and it is Dolph Ziggler. Last week we saw an explosive showdown as Ziggler and Styles, they went at it. Rollins went at it with Goldberg as well. And obviously John Cena getting involved there and taking out Goldberg. Kevin Owens and Cena, they went face to face as well in the back. It was an explosive way to end Raw. Now we see a real match this time. Instead of a bit of a brawl, we get to see a legitimate matchup with Kevin Owens getting his chance at one contender tonight, 1 out of 3. It'll be Kevin Owens with his chance against Dolph Ziggler. Samoa Joe gets his chance against Shinsuke Nakamura tonight. A man jumping from Smackdown over to Raw, and, well, Samoa Joe, arguably, one man many believe is going to be a major star here on Raw. We look at Nakamura, we believe he'll be a world champion at some point in his career. We look at Samoa Joe, and we instantly think the same. Two men fighting for the right to, I would supposedly say, the right to be the next big thing here on Raw. The next world champion, the next guy to head into that main event, the next guy to have that big opportunity it will either be Nakamura or Samoa Joe, in my opinion. One of those two could be the next man to challenge for that championship at some point or make a big name for themselves. Who will it be? We'll find out at Payback. Ziggler gets his chance for a title shot. It's been a long time between drinks for Dolph Ziggler. He's had a rough time ever since losing the championship in about 5 minutes back at SummerSlam. Ziggler's career has taken a turn for the worse, but he has stayed determined. He is not giving up despite what AJ Styles has done to him, alongside Finn Balor, of course, and the club. He's stayed true to himself, and he continues to battle away. So it's the contenders versus the champs. As a good start there with an SDO by Samoa Joe. Joe and Nakamura get their first chance at one another. Well, obviously they met each other at that triple threat matchup, trying to become the #1 contender, which of course Dolph Ziggler was in that match as well and went on to win that match. And they joined Rollins and Styles to be a part of that Universal Championship Fatal 4-Way match. So now that rivalry has sparked from that matchup. Both men believing that they should be in that position. And, well, now Nakamura has to put his rich prize up for grabs, the US Championship. Of course, Dolph Ziggler, the current longest reigning United States Champion in Universe Mode history. Nakamura quickly chasing it down. Kevin Owens now grabs a hold of Joe, gets him into the ropes. And, oh, a big elbow there. So we might just see plenty of Kevin Owens and Samoa Joe down the line. We saw them compete at the Elimination Chamber. 2 Smackdown converts over to Raw from the draft. And, well, immediately we're starting to see the better of Kevin Owens. You know, even though he's been at his best, he went for a bit of a rough patch back in December and had to take a couple of months off due to injury. He's come back. He's won the world title. Now it's a new brand. The first time he's here on Raw, he defends the Universal Championship for the first time at Payback. And arguably the toughest possible match for him. A fatal 4-way against 3 of the absolute best. He was, like we said, probably preparing for Lesnar. Instead, he gets 3 men just as good as Brock Lesnar in the one match. It's a hard task for Kevin Owens. But if anyone can do it, it is Kevin Owens. Arguably, maybe the superstar of the year from Season 3. Nakamura with a suplex strikes down Samoa Joe, really putting the pressure on the back of Joe. Going to stomp away and continue the onslaught. Now has his bicep wrapped around the throat of Samoa Joe. Look at the neck torque back there. Samoa Joe in a bad way, able to break free though. So Joe and Nakamura, like we said, will prove who's the next man to step up and arguably come after Kevin Owens' championship. Oh, nice double team there by Nakamura and Owens. The champ's looking pretty good thus far. He's now going for the cover as he'll get a 2 count. Samoa Joe and Nakamura both look pretty good in that triple threat matchup, and either man would have slotted quite comfortably into that fatal 4-way match. But Ziggler took that spot, and it's a chance for Ziggler to really turn things around. It's been a long wait for him, trying to get that championship back. He's had a few opportunities, and of course Finn Balor. Now it's a new champion. It's a new start. It's a new opportunity here for Ziggler. It's a standing drop kick. Couldn't get the win over Finn Balor. Obviously, having the club interfere all the time didn't help us. Nakamura with a bit of a strike there, maybe a cheap shot even, onto Ziggler, helping out his partner Kevin Owens in the process. Nakamura perhaps a bit of bad blood. Wanted that opportunity to be in that fatal 4-way. Ziggler took it, of course. And Owens. What a maneuver there on Dolph Ziggler, who looking to bounce back, get back to his feet. A chance for Ziggler. If he gets a pinfall over Kevin Owens tonight, that's a great message to send to the champ, that Ziggler is back to his best. He's certainly looking pretty good right now, as we'll go ahead and take a quick break. We'll be back right after this. Ladies and gentlemen, at the Payback pay-per-view, it will be tag team action as the Raw Tag Team Championships are on the line as the club, Carl Anderson, Luke Gallows, defends their titles for the first time against the Usos. Jimmy and Jay are looking to win back their titles they lost at WrestleMania. Big opportunity for them. Can they get their payback? We'll find out at the pay-per-view. We're back, ladies and gentlemen. As you saw during the commercial break, Kevin Owens with a rolling senton off the top of the rope there, and Samoa Joe in a bad way. Nakamura telling Owens to go for it. And I'm sure Nakamura wouldn't be too phased if Kevin Owens takes out Joe here and makes his life a little easier at the Payback PPV. The interesting fact about this match, all 4 men fan favorites. Kevin Owens obviously has had a strong history where the fans were definitely against him, but the last few months the fans starting to open up to him. Samoa Joe back in his NXT days wasn't exactly well liked, but since arriving to the main roster, he's represented SmackDown really well. Now looking to do the same thing here for Raw and get himself that US Championship. Would be a huge stepping stone for his career. Owens though, look out. Oh, the knee into the back of Samoa Joe's head. And we all know how much the crowd love Nakamura and Ziggler. So 4 fan favorites, 2 contenders, 2 challengers. At the moment, this match is in the balance. Kevin Owens rolls out of harm's way as now he's got Joe up and into a Samoan drop. Something that Joe perhaps would have been looking for. Instead, Owens is able to hit it, and now the pressure back on Joe. Kevin Owens now looking for the pop-up powerbomb. He's got it, and yes, connects. Pops up with the powerbomb. Owens is going to do it. No, Ziggler breaks things up. The referee caught in a bit of crossfire in the meantime. Not exactly a bad thing, probably doing the referee a favor. He struggles to count to 3 enough as it is. Ziggler takes him out. As Joe back to his feet, and now Owens, what about the strength there? Launches Samoa Joe to the other side of the ring. Joe nearly beaten there, saved the day, thanks to Dolph Ziggler saving Samoa Joe, who hits a German suplex of his own. Thank goodness the referee's back to his feet. We wouldn't want anything to happen to him. Ziggler saying, get me back in here, Joe. And I think it's a good call. Joe was just struggling a little bit here, and Owens has been able to get the better of him. Joe might want to tag out and reassess, reset, take a break, and let one of the #1 contenders for the Universal Championship get his chance at Owens. At the moment, though, Joe's been able to fight back pretty nicely, but there's a sweep, and that momentum is lost. And this is where you see the difference in the 2 men. Samoa Joe should have went for the tag. Instead, he decided to keep going, try his luck. He felt as though he could make a comeback. He was going okay, made a slight mistake, and immediately Kevin Owens tags out and gets the fresh man in. That's the difference between the 2 right there. Nakamura, though, not exactly having the best of times since entering in. Ziggler trying to pin Nakamura. Couldn't quite do it, though. Dolph Ziggler, what a career he's had here in Universe Mode. United States Champion, as we said, longest reigning US Champion of all time. And WWE Champion as well. Looking to win the Universal Championship for the first time in his Universe Mode career. Nakamura has Ziggler in a bad way. Up top, look out. Gonna launch him to the other side of the ring with that avalanche, and now Ziggler may be in some trouble here. Nakamura feels as though he could have him. And oh, a late count. A near fall, the count of 2. Nakamura can't get the win just yet. Ziggler fighting on. For the absolute best here on Raw. Fighting it out. 2 champs, 2 contenders. And at the moment, you'd say the champs are in control. No real surprise there. Nakamura drives Ziggler off his feet. And now the half crab. Pressure on Ziggler here. Owens is in. And takes out Joe. So this is a big chance for Nakamura to get the submission here. But he can't. Ziggler going to bounce Nakamura away and stays in it. Owens coming after Joe right there. Trying to take Joe out of the equation, stop him from getting involved. And he does so pretty well as Joe launched outside the ring. Now Owens went for a cheap shot on Ziggler. Didn't catch all of him, but enough to distract Ziggler, and Nakamura can take advantage. The champs now with the sit-out powerbomb. Shoulders down. Could be a hit for Ziggler. No, a kick out. Joe is nowhere to be found. This is a chance for Nakamura to win this match right here. Put it to bed. Put it to rest. Nakamura now. Look out. Could be going for the... Here we go. No, I thought he went for the Kinshasa. He was going for it. Ziggler with a drop toe hold. And Nakamura caught some of the ropes on the way down. A harsh fall. Owens watching intently on. Ziggler's got a chance to perhaps turn things around here. Maybe go for the win. Try and beat Nakamura here and send a message to everyone in that Fatal 4-Way match, in particular Kevin Owens. Ziggler now off his feet again. Nakamura might need to look for a tag out here. He's just been in a bad way at some point. Ziggler's been able to counter when Nakamura needed a find his best shot. Nakamura grabs a hold now of Ziggler. A few air swings, and now he's got the legs wrapped around Ziggler. Gonna get back up to his feet though as Dolph. And now, Famouser by Ziggler. Dolph Ziggler with a Famouser. And he is beginning to show off now. This is where Ziggler is at his best. But Nakamura with a counter, knee to the guts. And Ziggler was showing off too much. It may have cost him the win. Ziggler now, over the belly to belly. Couldn't quite connect. And now Ziggler gets Nakamura, holds him up again. A shot there to Nakamura's face. More right hands by Ziggler. This will be a huge win for Ziggler if he can get it. A pinfall over the US champ. It would be massive for the career of Dolph Ziggler. And a huge momentum builder for Payback. Now Ziggler lining him up for the super kick. And a bit of chin music for Nakamura. May have knocked him out cold. And Nakamura is out. The cover. And it's over. Dolph Ziggler with a huge victory over the United States champion. Joe and Ziggler pick up the win tonight. So it is the contenders getting a huge win over the champs. And that is exactly what they're looking for heading in towards their 2 massive title matches at the Payback pay-per-view. What a win here for Joe and Nakamura. Speaking of Samoa Joe, this is the match we are waiting for. Shinsuke, Nakamura, Samoa Joe, 2 of the absolute best compete for the United States Championship. Who will get the win? Who's going to take that next step up to the top? And speaking of the top, 4 of the absolute best here on Raw compete for the Universal Championship. We just saw Ziggler, we saw Owens, we'll see Rollins later tonight, and add in AJ Styles, the phenomenal one as well. It is 4 of the absolute best, all gunning for the major prize here on Raw. Well, Ziggler and Joe celebrate. That is a massive win for these 2, and exactly what they needed. Now they can celebrate and prepare for their big title matches. Only a week or so away until we see these 2 compete for the titles. Time for our next matchup, ladies and gentlemen, as it is Becky Lynch competing one-on-one here tonight against Charlotte. Big opportunity here tonight for Becky Lynch. We know how good Becky is. We know it's not going to be long until she one day has that women's championship around her waist. Big opportunity for her tonight to come up against the current women's champion in Charlotte and showcase just how good she is. We know Charlotte will go one-on-one with Nia Jax at Payback, and arguably a perfect match for Charlotte to prepare herself for. We saw Nia Jax go through an absolute war on the recent episode of NXT. It was a very, very tough battle for Nia. Carmella really took her to her absolute limits, and we'll see Nia Jax at Payback. Tonight, though, we'll see the women's champion, Charlotte. What can Charlotte do? She's up against one of the absolute best in Lynch tonight. Charlotte, women's champion here in the WWE, 2-time NXT women's champion, just recently losing the NXT women's championship to Nia Jax at TakeOver. Jax and Charlotte are now 1 apiece. Many believe that Charlotte cannot win without the help of Ric Flair like she had at WrestleMania. Nia Jax, well, that's what she said, that's what she claimed, and she proved to be right, because Nia Jax defeated Charlotte at TakeOver without Ric Flair. So can Nia Jax do it this time when the women's championship is on the line? So here we go, this one is underway. Charlotte and Becky Lynch, what a good start there by Charlotte. Charlotte might be coming out here with a bit of a point to prove. Losing her last big matchup at TakeOver. Now, many might be thinking that, hey, as she drops the knee, that she might lose again to Nia Jax, and that will officially give Nia Jax an opportunity to stay on the main roster. I know NXT General Manager Shawn Michaels is gunning to keep her in NXT as their champion. Does not want to lose her to the main roster right now, and Michaels believes that Nia Jax can be the women's champion, and also wants her to remain focused on what she's doing in NXT. She's been a bit of 2 minds at the moment. She's focusing on the main roster and focusing on NXT. We saw Nia Jax having to deal with Asuka on the recent episode of NXT as well. So everyone is gunning for Nia Jax at the moment. That might also put her in a tough frame of mind. She's got one eye on Asuka, one eye on Charlotte. That's difficult, you know, to be watching your back, looking out for two different superstars coming your way. It's very, very difficult. Meanwhile, Becky Lynch trying to get the win there. Charlotte was near the ropes and able to force the break. Well, lots to like about Becky Lynch. She just gives her heart and soul into every single match. She doesn't die wondering. And we've seen a slow rise for her. Her and Charlotte have been partners in the past as well. They're good friends here. Oh, the spear by Charlotte. Looking to make quick work of Becky Lynch here tonight. Into the cover, and it could be in here for Becky. Can she find something? Yes. Kicks out. I was going to say, we've seen these two team up in the past, and we've seen Becky Lynch at her absolute best. Just hasn't had the opportunities yet to challenge for this Women's Championship, but it won't be long. Becky Lynch, I believe, will be in the hunt for that title soon, and a chance to get a win over the champion tonight, and perhaps fast-track that title match. Uh-oh. Here comes Charlotte looking for some natural selection. It's early on in the match, and Lynch is out. Charlotte makes quick work of Lynch tonight. A huge win for the champ. Can she get it? No. Well, it's very early days, and Charlotte, while she hits her best shot, just hasn't quite done enough to put Becky Lynch away. Becky Lynch not giving up that easily. Well, Charlotte would rather a quick match here. We saw Nia Jax went through a war, like we said, with Carmella, and that's going to take plenty out of Nia Jax. Heading in towards... Oh, nice move there by Becky Lynch. Heading in towards Payback, Nia Jax may just lose a bit of a step because of what we saw. And now we're going to see how well Nia Jax can cope, how well Nia Jax can come back from that. Charlotte right now looking pretty good here against Lynch. Lynch has had a bit of a slow start, hasn't really been able to get out of the blocks here. Charlotte's been dominating thus far, and Becky Lynch needs to, well, make a bit of a comeback, and soon, if she wants to win this one here tonight. Shot to the gut there of Charlotte. Becky Lynch trying to get back in it now. This will work. Backsploiter! Launching Charlotte to the other side of the ring. Becky Lynch fired up. Not going for the cover though, knowing that Charlotte has still got plenty of life in her. But instead, deciding to come at the fans and get some crowd support. And now she's back after Charlotte. Now, here we go. The armbar. Oh, Charlotte, did she have a foot underneath the rope? She had the disarmer in, but instead, Charlotte able to get out of it. I think foot underneath the rope would have been the call there. So, Becky Lynch, a chance to win, makes a slight mistake, and Charlotte back in it. And the problem is, the break was quick and early. Becky Lynch wasn't able to lock it in for a long period of time, if at all. And because of that, the damage could not be done, and Charlotte will be able to go on like nothing even happened. Elbow now to Charlotte. Big shot there by Lynch. Huge right hand. Becky Lynch now. Uh-oh. Yep. No. Oh! Rolls through. Shoulders down. Could be it here. Charlotte to do it. No. Reversal here by Lynch. Shoulders down. Charlotte now in trouble. And oh, a late kick out and air for the counter two. Lynch nearly stole it. Becky Lynch nearly had it won. Nearly taking this win from Charlotte. As Lynch gets sent down the back of her head into the mat. That's not going to help whatsoever. And now Lynch in a bad way. Charlotte lining up Becky once again. Are we going to see another natural selection? No! A counter by Becky Lynch. And the single leg takedown. Becky Lynch back to the crowd, looking for more fan support here. Looking to pump her up here as she tries to win this match against the champ. Charlotte now has Lynch up on the shot. Oh. Lynch with a counter. Now Becky Lynch going for the disarmer. This time she's towards the ring, but no, again! You just saw the champ's foot just move underneath that rope and touch the bottom rope quickly. Great ring awareness there from Charlotte. Able to take a bad situation and survive it. Get out of it quickly. I thought for sure her legs were going to be towards the middle of the ring, but she just moved them in the nick of time. Saves the day. Now Charlotte has to try and come back from it. Lynch needs to try and not get too worked up over it. Don't worry about it too much. Don't get too hung up over it. Come back and try and win this matchup. Attempted drop kick there by Lynch. A miss there. Lynch is firing herself up though. Charlotte has Lynch again. Up on the shoulders. Trouble here. Head first. Lynch looking at stars now. Charlotte. Oh, what about that from Becky Lynch? Takes down Charlotte quickly. And this is Lynch's chance. She can come back from this. She's got a chance to beat the champ, but Charlotte not giving up yet. And now we're going to see it again, are we? A bit of natural selection. Charlotte this time surely puts Lynch away. Becky gave it her all. She fought hard. But at the end of the day, the champ prevails and knocks off a tough contender in Becky Lynch. Well, we know we'll see Nia Jax versus Charlotte at the Payback pay-per-view. And a testing match tonight for Charlotte. We saw Nia Jax go through a huge test in NXT. And, well, Charlotte goes through something very similar here tonight. It will be a very, very tough matchup as Nia Jax challenges for the Women's Championship at the upcoming Payback pay-per-view. Tough match here tonight for Charlotte. Had to work hard. Becky Lynch, if she just had got that disarmer in. 2 times she tried to lock it in. 2 times Charlotte managed to force the break. I believe if she gets it in at least once, she wins this matchup. Maybe she needed it in twice to wear down the arm of Charlotte. But I reckon if she got it in at least once, she would have had a huge chance to win here tonight. And it's a tough, unfortunate circumstances. Hang on. That's Nia Jax from behind. Right hand in to Charlotte. And now launches into the other side of the ring. NXT's Nia Jax competes for the title at Payback. Looking for some payback of her own. The new NXT Women's Champion after she won it back from Charlotte. And now, went for the spine buster. Charlotte counters though. And Charlotte looking for a bit of revenge after her loss at TakeOver. Their third encounter, we know it's going to be no holds barred. And now Charlotte looking to shut down this offense from Jackson. Send a message of her own. Natural selection to the #1 contender. Jax laid out there by Charlotte. Big, big moment there. Charlotte gets the better of Jax just before their Payback Championship rematch. It is time for our main event. The Architect, the man who is a former 2-time WWE Champion. It is the man himself. It is Seth Rollins challenging for the Universal Championship at the Payback pay-per-view tonight, looking for some early payback after last week's attack from Goldberg. Seth Rollins was just preparing himself for a match against AJ Styles, a man who he's got a lot of history with. Well, Seth Rollins coming towards the ring to take on Styles, and Goldberg attacks Seth Rollins from behind, takes Rollins out. Why? Well, we've been told it was for Goldberg to stand up, make a statement, and take out one of the big names, a man who could potentially be the next Universal Champ, because Goldberg, as we know, wants to be the Universal Champion. That is his ultimate goal. He has to go through John Cena first, and he wants to take on whoever is that Universal Champion ASAP. Well, we have to see the legend himself, Goldberg, a man who isn't exactly well liked around here. His actions as of late have been despicable, attacking anyone in his way, beating up anyone who he needs to, as he feels as though he needs to take them down. Bill Goldberg just comes after anyone who is even thinking about being the Universal Champion. Goldberg wants to be the champion so badly. And we'll see him up against John Cena in a street fight match at Payback. Goldberg beats Cena at WrestleMania. Cena wants payback. Goldberg wants the title. For Goldberg to get that title, he has to go through Cena first. What a match it will be. First of all, though, tonight we see Goldberg and Seth Rollins go at it. What a match this will be. Goldberg looking to beat up Seth Rollins once again and prepare for John Cena at Payback. Goldberg is officially back, ladies and gentlemen. Better than ever. He is at his absolute best. Goldberg wants to be the man once again, and tonight competes against Seth Rollins to prove that he is at his absolute best. And hang on, Seth Rollins not waiting around for the bell. Rollins coming after Goldberg straight away. Seth Rollins not interested in a match. He just wants to fight. Rollins after Goldberg. Seth Rollins gonna get Goldberg towards that stage area. The place where Goldberg took out Rollins last week. And Rollins beating the hell out of Goldberg here. Stopping away. Goldberg back to his feet. Strikes Rollins with a counter. Goldberg, though, gets blocked by Rollins, who's still fighting away. Now Rollins gets Goldberg and sends him back towards the ring. Goldberg off his feet. Seth Rollins trying to take this man out. He's been destroying anyone in his way, and Seth Rollins is absolutely sick of it. Rollins trying to make a statement of his own just before the Payback pay-per-view. He was embarrassed last week in his own words. He believed that, jump from behind, it was not a fair attack, not a fair fight. Well, tonight it is a fair fight. We're going to find out who's the better man. Rollins meets the right hand, and a big kick there by Goldberg. And Rollins is off his feet. Goldberg gets him back up, and now here comes these quick strikes. Brutal strikes by Goldberg. Rollins had the better of Goldberg for a period of time, but now the WCW legend stomping away, laying out Seth Rollins. Goldberg is back with an absolute vengeance. This is a vicious side of Goldberg we've never seen before. Bill Goldberg destroying anyone in his way. I think he wants that spear, and I think he's ready to go. He kicks the head off Seth Rollins there, and Rollins, he's struggling. Goldberg now in the corner, and he's going to go for it here. Lining up Rollins. Well, this will teach you to jump, Goldberg. And now a big spear. Rollins taken out. Goldberg in control. And now looking for the jackhammer. Oh, wait a second. Here comes the cavalry. John Cena. We saw him get the better of Goldberg last week. He wants him again. Goldberg throws Rollins out of the ring as he prepares for the champ. John Cena, here he comes. Goldberg and Cena are going to get it on again. The shirt and the hat's off. Here we go. Cena and Goldberg. This time, Goldberg is ready for the fight. Goldberg after Cena. Cena wants his payback. We're going to see these two fight it out in a street fight at Payback. We're getting an early preview here. Goldberg launching Cena in the corner. Here comes the machine that is Goldberg with a thunderous clothesline in the corner. Bill Goldberg now thinking about another jackhammer. Could you get the one on Rollins? How about one for Cena? Cena though with a counter. Cena strikes Goldberg. Hang on, Cena! Look out, AA! Cena lays out Goldberg again, and John Cena is ready for Payback. A street fight it will be. These two men will lock horns once again. The winner will get a Universal Championship match down the line. Cena, Goldberg, and Payback. John Cena last week got the better of Goldberg. This week again, Goldberg has been running through everyone in his way, but John Cena is not having any of it. He steps up to Goldberg tonight and gets the better of him. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for joining us for this episode of Universe Mode. If you did enjoy it, make sure you do leave a like. Payback will be coming. It won't be this Saturday or Sunday. We're looking towards maybe next weekend, and it will be probably on a Saturday for you guys. So keep an eye out for that on my Facebook and Twitter pages. I'll keep you updated. The full match card is on the website, BrendenPlayz.com. Thank you so much for watching. Make sure you hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I'll see you all in the next video.